What's up, guys? It's your cunt Qaussie Moto coming to you from the truck. So yeah, as you can see, a bit of a wet, shitty day today, and I have to work, so I didn't really want to be riding in the rain. So we're getting the old girl out for a spin. Figured I hadn't shown you guys my baby. This is my true baby. Since I don't have a bike, like a long-term bike yet, because you know the Lamb's bike, you never sort of really intend on keeping it for longer than the first year that you're on the license, or however long you've got to hold it, sort of thing. This, however, fuck, this goes back a long way. I have some history with this truck. This actually belonged to my dad, like, when I was a kid. Before I was born, he owned this thing. Or the original one. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. So I was, you know, I have vivid memories growing up of going out to the garage, climbing up and sitting up on this exact seat in front of this exact steering wheel and this exact gear shift, and, you know, fucking around, playing around inside the garage, without the car turned on obviously, but just playing around. Perfectly safe, because I could never move that big bastard of a fucking handbrake. I wish this guy would get off my ass. Like, he's seriously right fucking on there. Look at this idiot. Dickhead. But yeah, before I moved up to Hervey Bay, which was in 2005, before that I lived in Biwa, out the back of the Sunshine Coast, right where Australia Zoo is. Story for another time. Thinking I might go there one day in a vlog. Could be quite fun. Haven't been there in years, so I need to do Underwater World as well. But before we moved up to Hervey Bay, Dad was going to sell the truck, and he was checking it all over for rust and stuff, and found that there was a couple of spots on the chassis itself where he could actually put his fingers through the hole that had been created by the rust. So, you know, obviously he's not going to be able to sell it for any decent amount of money in that condition, so we couldn't. Kept it, and it sat up in Hervey Bay for shit. Sat out in the weather for 9 years. Not moving, like, couldn't do anything to it. Or sat outside for probably 7, and then we moved it into the shed and sat in there. When we got the shed built, moved it in there, and when we started building it eventually, we bought a second one for parts, which was a Sahara model of this. We bought that one for about $2 grand or $2.5 grand or something. And then, yeah, ended up spending 2 years, and we stripped both of the trucks down to absolutely nothing, just parts. Sandblasted fucking everything. And I mean everything. And the chassis, oh my god, sandblasting chassis is a fucking nightmare doing it by hand. I think my most hated part of that job would have been either the sandblasting, or when I had to lie inside this thing in the middle of summer inside a shed in Australia, in tropical Queensland, or subtropical Queensland, on my back on top of 2 milk crates with a fucking angle grinder with a big sanding wheel on it, and I had to sand off the fucking insulation from the inside of the roof. That shit was fucked. Legitimately fucked. So a little about the truck. She's a 1986 Toyota Toyota Land Cruiser 60 series. HJ61 model was Dad's original one, and the Sahara was a HJ60. She's got the engine from the HJ61, which is a 12HT motor. Toyota's famous for it. Never dies. It's a 4-litre factory turbo diesel straight 6. And for example, mine's currently sitting on 475,800 kilometers. That's its midlife. The full engine was completely reconditioned like 60,000 Ks ago. And the truck's been completely rebuilt inside 15,000 Ks ago. Actually, inside 10,000 Ks ago. So, she's basically a new car, but old model. And, you know, clearly not as touched up as a brand new car. I don't speed nearly as much when I'm driving the truck. It's a bit tough too with a big old diesel engine like this. It's easier to cruise at 105 than sit on 115 like it is on the bike, just because it's not a high performance engine like the bike. So it's built for low speed torque, pulling power, fucking pure beastliness. Alright, so running gear wise, we have Old Man Emu shocks, just the stock leaf spring suspension on it, though we've had it completely retensioned when the truck was going back together. She's currently sitting on, pretty sure they're 33s, Cooper AT3 tyres, which are all-terrain, slightly more off-road than on-road tyre, though unfortunately I haven't had a chance to really use them yet. And yeah, extended shackles as well, so she's a little bit higher than normal. Not quite as high as I'd like though. I'm pretty sure we've got an actual 2-inch lift kit back up my old man's place, so I'm gonna see if I can put that on her at some point. And I also want to get wheel spacers, light bars, a couple of light bars set up, and there's a roof basket up at Hervey Bay that I need to sand back and paint and put on it as well. Mount a light bar to the front of that, bloody PVC pipe full of water to the side, etc, etc. Set it up for camping. Good afternoon, all my cunts on YouTube. How's it going, everyone? Hope you've all had a good day. I've been stuck at work. Wasn't too bad, it's pretty good. Just a long day, yet again. So yeah, just figured I'd jump back in, film a little bit more on the way home, you know, give you guys that that full truck experience. Can't wait till I get home. I'm gonna sleep well tonight, I think. I'm gonna try and sleep in for fucking ages tomorrow. It's been dead on my feet all day. Alrighty guys, I shall see you all next week. Hope you have had a wonderful weekend. Hope last week was good. Hope this week's even better. Catch yous later. Qaussie out.